Hey guys, Zack here, and welcome back to another action figure review, and today we'll be taking a look at the Jurassic World Legacy Collection Kitchen and Counter Pack. Really quick before I get into this video, I just want to say, if I sound weird or different in this video, right now, it's allergy season, at least where I live, so yeah, I'm a little congested right now. I don't have COVID or anything like that, it's just, allergies acting up, so if I sound weird, it's because of my allergies, so there's that. So yeah, anyway, this set, honestly, it's really nice to have a Lex Murphy figure after like almost 30 years, because Kenner never made one, which was a little unfortunate. Hasbro never made one, and even like like pop vinyls, which by the way, I hate pop vinyls so much. I used to like them like way back when. Now I can't stand them. But anyway, yeah. They never made like a Lex Murphy pop vinyl. I think they are making one like they're making like a movie scene with like the kitchen scene. I don't know. I don't care enough to follow pop vinyls that much, but I know they're doing something along those lines. But to have like an actual like proper figure of Lex Murphy after all this time is honestly really cool. So yeah, I don't really have a whole lot else to say. I guess one more thing before getting into this review. Yes, Tim Murphy is a figure that is included in this set. However, I will not be taking a look at him because, with a few differences in the paint, he's the exact same figure as, the one that came with the T-Rex in the T-Rex Breakout set. So right here, I have a quick little, comparison between the two. Okay. So, yeah, I'll put up comparisons on screen. So, yeah, but yeah, with all that out of the way, let's just get right into this. First, we'll take a look at the paint, and starting off with the Raptor here, we have the same paint scheme as the original Isla Nublar Escape set that came out in 2020, so a couple years ago. And in that review, I said I really liked that paint application for the Raptors, and it's just as nice here. Honestly, all the browns and all the tannish color for the underside here. I think the painting is really nice. I don't know how I feel about this brown stuff on the back. If it was more stripy, I feel like it'd look a little better, but it still doesn't look too bad. Of course, the toenails are painted black, as you can see, and the eyes are painted a nice metallic green with black pupils, which is really nice. And the teeth are painted this yellowish whitish color, and of course the tongue and the rest of the inside of the mouth is painted a pinkish color. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the painting on the Raptor. Now for Lex. So taking a look at the painting on Lex here, everything I think is applied really neatly. I like the painting on her jeans. I think that looks really nice. And on her leg here, we do have a little bit of a mud stain, which actually kind of reminds me of the Transformers Siege toy line, because they had that whole battle damage thing, which I think looked a little dumb there. But here I think it looks fine because it's only really there. Her shoes are painted a very shiny, very bright shade of brown, which looks nice. Her shirt is painted purple, and of course her skin is this peachish color, which looks alright. And the painting on her face I think looks good. It's just that her eyebrows are different from her hair, which, by the way, her hair is painted yellow, but for some reason they decided to give her black eyebrows, which looks a little weird, I'm not gonna lie. Even looking at shots in the movie, they weren't that dark. So yeah, but overall, the face paint I think looks very neat. And yeah, that's honestly all I have to say for the painting about Lex. Or the painting on Lex, I should say. So yeah. So that's pretty much it for the painting on these figures, and overall I think the painting here looks nice. There are some minor things I touch up on, mainly with the Raptor, and I don't like how Lex's eyebrows are black here, but overall I think the painting on this set is very nice. So the painting here, I'd say gets a pass. Now we'll take a look at the articulation, and we'll start off with Lex this time because, all of the human figures, for the most part, have pretty much the same points of articulation that I've talked about plenty of times, so I won't go into too much detail, but there's a ball joint at the head. The arms can move like that, and outwards like so. For some reason, on mine, the shoulder here is kind of scratched up, so she can't really move it up all the way, which is pretty unfortunate. So Hopefully it's just mine. Hopefully it's not unlike others. But anyway, she can kick forward about that much. She can do the splits like so. And there's a bend in the knee there. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for Lex. Also, for some reason, she comes with a frying pan. She never used this in the movie, but yeah, here's a frying pan, I guess. So, yeah. Now we'll take a look at the Raptor. And this is an entirely new sculpt. This isn't like the traditional human figure where it's like it's the same one over and over again. This is a completely new sculpt, so there are some minor differences within the articulation. So, of course, the legs can move backwards that much. And almost do a 360, but again, it's just the tail that gets in the way. The arms have the same amount of articulation, though you do kind of have to force it, so I wouldn't recommend doing this, but they can move 360. So there you go. The head can look up like that and down like that. It is also a swivel. And the mouth can open, but for some reason, like, the jaw in mine is, like, really, like, messed up. It's like, he has, like, a serious, like, underbite. And even, like, there's, like, some, like, side to side, like, you can sort of get which, I don't know why mine is just kind of messed up. Hopefully it's just mine, but, yeah. And also, the new gimmick for the new Jurassic World, you know, new Jurassic World Dominion figures or whatever, the new, like, we have this stupid, like DNA thing. I don't like this. Like, this is just really stupid. Like, what was wrong with it being under their feet? Like, there was nothing wrong with that, like, at all. But now we just have this, and it's like, that's a little stupid. But I digress. But overall, almost forgot the tail can move 360, though I wouldn't recommend it because you do have to, like, seriously force it to get it to move. But yeah, anyway, that's pretty much it for the articulation for the Raptor. So as a whole, I think the articulation is really nice. Lex, you know, there's nothing really too much to complain. It's like the same as Tim, like the same amount of articulation, no, you know, waist or, you know, elbow joints, which is a little unfortunate. But overall, like, the rest of the joints here, like the shoulder joints and the neck joint and everything, like, or head joint, everything here is fine, you know, for Lex. The Raptor has some pretty decent articulation, too. I'm not a big fan of the whole DNA thing like I was talking about earlier, and the jaw in mine is a little messed up, but overall, the articulation isn't too bad. So, yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much it for the articulation here. So the articulation, you know, besides the DNA, I think is really good. So I'd say the articulation here gets a pass. Now we'll take a look at the sculpt, and starting off with the Raptor, I'm not gonna lie, I am not a big fan of the sculpt whatsoever. First of all, the tail, I think, is way too short. Like, it didn't look too short in the box, but after, like, looking at it in person, yeah, no, that tail is way too short. And also, like, the placement of, like, the shoulder joints on this figure, I think are a little too high. If they're, like, lowered a little bit, you know, because, like, the joints are, like, right here. If it was, like, right there, or, like, a little lower, I think it'd look a lot better, but I don't know, to me it just looks weird having them here. And also, you know, this is another, like, really minor thing I want to point out. So, we have new Raptor figures, which is great, but they couldn't give us a new head sculpt. Like, there's a difference in head sculpt between, like, the JP Raptors and, like, the Jurassic World Raptors. You know, I think the Jurassic Park Raptors look much nicer. But, like, since day one, like, as far as, like, the Jurassic Park Raptors go, they've just been giving us, like, you know, like, even with the Amber Collection, they gave us, like, the original, like, Jurassic Park Raptors as figures, but, like, they gave them the Jurassic World head sculpt. And it's like, listen, like, Jurassic World Evolution, like, the Return to Jurassic Park DLC has been out for, like, a while now. Like, you know, there's a clear difference between the Jurassic Park Raptors and the Jurassic World Raptors. So it's like, would it be too much to ask if you just gave us, like, different head sculpts for both Raptors? Like, at this point, it's like, come on. I mean, on this figure, it doesn't look too bad because the head's small enough to where, like, you could, like, say, okay, this is a Jurassic Park Raptor, but still, like, you can tell, like, on the back here, you have, like, little, like, scales or bumps or whatever here, or osteoderms, whatever you want to call them, which aren't on the original Jurassic Park Raptors, so, yeah. A new head sculpt would have been nice, but I digress. But overall, the sculpting on this figure, it's not terrible, per se, but I still don't like it, so, yeah. Now we'll take a look at Lex, and the sculpting on Lex here, I think is fine for the most part. You know, I think it mostly captures the character very well. It's mainly the head sculpt that I want to talk about. Well, actually, first of all, before we get to that, on the side of her neck here, there's a very noticeable seam here and here. I'm not the biggest fan of that, but, you know, that's just me. Hopefully, you know, this is a very minor complaint, but still something I feel like is worth pointing out. But anyway, the head sculpt here, I don't know. I don't know if it's like the black eyebrows that's throwing me off, but I don't think the head sculpt here captures Ariana Richards' likeness too well. I mean, it doesn't look terrible by any means, but I don't know. There's just something about the face sculpt that's just a little off to me. Again, maybe it's just the black eyebrows, but I don't know. But yeah, you know, besides that though, I think the sculpting on this figure does look very nice. So yeah. So that's pretty much it for the sculpting on this set, and overall, I'm not entirely pleased. I mean, Lex I think is fine enough, but just the Raptor I'm not the biggest fan of. So as a whole, I think the sculpting on this set gets like a half a pass. But as far as like the individual figures go, I think Lex gets like 3/4 of a pass, and I think the Raptor gets like 1/4 of a pass. So like, doing all the math and stuff, I feel like, you know what? I feel like half a pass is a reasonable score for this set as far as sculpting goes. So, yeah. Now we'll take a look at the detailing. And the detailing here on Lex, we'll start with her first. The detailing here, you know, I think is pretty good. The detailing on her hair, I think looks really nice. Very, like, well defined and whatnot. Very good. The detailing on her clothes, all the little wrinkles and whatnot, I think are detailed very nicely. You know, her belt there, detailed very nicely. And even her shoes have a lot of really nice detailing on them. Now that I look at it, I think the painting on the shoes have a little bit of too much, you know, emphasis on paint. I feel like there's a little too much paint here, so it looks a little messy. But overall, we still have some really nice detailing here. So, yeah. And honestly, yeah, that's pretty much it for the detailing on Lex. It looks nice. The detailing here looks good. So, yeah, I don't really know what else to say for Lex. Now we'll take a look at the detailing on the Raptor here. And the detailing is actually really nice. So going to the head here, all of the creases and you know, scales and everything like that I think are detailed very nicely. We do have a seam right here that's pretty noticeable, but excuse me, the actual osteoderms and whatnot on the back of the head here I think look really nice. Throughout the body, of course, we have this really nice scaling texture of like the little wrinkles and like folds in the skin. I think look really nice. Going to the arms here, again, a lot of musculature here, and I think that looks very nice. I think the claws might be a little bit too big, but overall, I think the detail, like all the scaling there, looks nice. Going to the legs here, again, a lot of really nice musculature and all like the creases and wrinkles and everything like that. Looks really nice, very well defined. And this incredibly short tail, all the creases and everything like that, and a little bit of musculature here too. Again, looks really nice, really well defined. And yeah. And that's honestly pretty much it for the detailing on this Raptor. And the detailing here, I think, looks really nice. The sculpting might not be on point, but the detailing here definitely is. So the detailing here is great. Now that's it for the detailing for the set, and the detailing overall, you know, I think is really nice. I think the detailing works. I guess if I had one complaint, well, I should have talked about this when I talked about the paint, but I feel like Lex's shoes have, like, I feel like there's too much paint, like there's too much of, like, a thick coating, so her shoes look a little sloppy. But overall, I think the detailing here for both Lex and the Raptor look really nice. So, as a whole, I think the detailing here gets a pass. Now we'll do some size comparisons. Here is the Legacy Collection, Alan Grant. Here is the Legacy Collection, Ellie Sattler. So there they are. Here are the two Raptors that came with the Isla Nublar Escape set that I was talking about earlier on in this review. Here we have the Legacy Collection Ford Explorer. And here we have the Legacy Collection Extreme Chomping T-Rex. So there they all are next to each other. Also, I'm lazy and realized I forgot to do this. Here is Dr. Billy Grant. And here is some hand sanitizer. I can't believe I forgot these two. Like, I never forget these two, but this time I did. It's really weird. So at the end of the day, should you get this set? That's a little tricky for me because I don't like the Raptor in this set. I don't like the sculpting on it. The sculpting is just kind of... It's not for me, let's just say. Everything else about the Raptor I think is fine. It's just the sculpting that I don't like. So yeah, I think the Raptor's a little stinky. Tim here is a really nice figure, but with the exception of like a few scuff marks here and there, this is just the same figure we got during the summer for that Legacy Collection T-Rex set. So yeah, honestly, the only real reason to buy this set is for Lex, because like I said at the beginning of the video, we've never seen the Lex figure before. Jurassic Park is almost 30 years old, and this is the first Lex figure, the first official Lex figure. I know, people made, customs of, Lex and all that, but, as far as, an official company going out of their way to, make a Lex figure, this is the first one to exist. So, yeah, also, I don't understand the frying pan. I think that's a little weird, but honestly, everything else about this set I could go without. If you're going to get this set, I feel like you're mainly buying this for Lex, because even though she could have been done a little bit better than how she was handled here, I still think Lex is a pretty good figure. And even if you weren't able to get the Legacy Collection T-Rex set from, over the summer, then, yeah, this is a really, really good excuse to pick up a Tim figure. So, yeah. It's just, I don't like that Raptor, but get this set if you can. It's not a horrible set by any means, but it's definitely not perfect, I don't think. But as far as price tags go, you're looking at about, honestly, you're looking at, $20, which is not bad at all. So, yeah, get this set, but don't run. Don't rush to get this set. Just kind of, walk to get this set. So, yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much it for today. Have a great rest of your week, and I will see you in the next video. Peace. Zack out.